everybody. We're live. This is Eve Hennessy of Bitcoin Kindergarten. Also, I'm on Twitter as Eve Hennessy and Bitcoin Kindergarten. This is my first show on my new channel, which is just under my name. Smash the likes, hit subscribe, hit the bell button. Also, it's like just my regular channel I've had for 10 years under my own name. There's a few kind of art videos or something on there, so you know I'm not a scammer. That's good. Very important to know in the space. When you're listening to anyone's videos, you got to really check them out and listen to who they are, because, you know, it's YouTube, it's Twitter, it's so much scams and, you know, all kinds of stuff going on. So you can ask me any questions about anything. No question is too simple. You can say, what is Bitcoin? What is crypto? What is a blockchain? And I can answer that for you. You can ask me about anything. I know some complex things. I studied in the Ivan on Tech Academy, DeFi 101, Bitcoin 101, and just some basics. So I do have the understanding, you know, from, I think it's probably the best academy happening. You can sign up with them. I'm going to have a link to them if you want to learn and get into Bitcoin, blockchain, DeFi, and if you're looking for a job, it's the best job out there, and you can get a job, like study for a while in the academy. I don't program, but if I had a bunch of spare time, I would. So what do I want to talk about today? So Bitcoin is a little bit lower today. It's been mooning. It's been going crazy. The price has gotten so high. It's in the news everywhere now. All of these huge hedge funds, banks, everyone's talking about Bitcoin. It's no longer just a bubble, a scam, or fake money. People are starting to understand that Bitcoin has great value, especially now when the money printing has gone crazy in the United States and other countries. And you know what? When there's more of something, there's less value. That is just a principle of nature, of life, of everything. So supply and demand, and there's only going to ever be 21 million Bitcoin ever produced, and 17 million have already been produced. The last one will be produced in 2040, I do believe. And so Bitcoin is like a force of nature. It's the most stable program. It's the biggest computer network in the world. So the blockchain is a whole bunch of computer nodes and networks, and it's all over the world. And it's the biggest one. It's the most stable. And Bitcoin is a very stable, it's a very concrete, it's a very incorruptible technology. So now everybody else is getting on board. So even though the price has gone way up in the past month, from like 14,000 for one Bitcoin to got up to 19,500. Right now it's at 18,300, so it had a little dip. Even though the price is high, I'm pretty sure it's just the beginning. This is why, what many of us think, this is why we hold our Bitcoin, we buy it, we hold it. And it's still a good time to buy. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin, you can buy $1 worth. You can go on CashApp. Now that PayPal is selling it, you can go on Coinbase. You can actually get it on Robinhood, but it's not really actual Bitcoin. I could explain later, but Coinbase is the same. You don't have your, yeah, I guess they're all like that. Like, it's not good for long-term holding it, but you can buy it, you can hold it. And many people do hold it long-term that way, but you know, crypto aficionados, we generally move our crypto to an off-site location, like a cold wallet, hardware wallet, where that's not connected to any computer network. And no one can get to it unless they know your password, your 14-word key phrase, and that's really the only way somebody can get your Bitcoin. The bank can't just close down or decide, you know, they want your money back, or, you know, whatever other reason. So let's see. So that's what a blockchain is. It's the nodes that's in the computer network. These are computers that run, and they're called a node, and they're producing Bitcoin. They're running these programs. It's called miners. And these miners are verifying all of the transactions on the blockchain. So that's why it's called a block. It's just different pieces of the network. And what happens is when you say, if I buy some Bitcoin on CashApp and I want to send it to myself to another wallet or to my mother or whoever, you know, there's a long phrase. It's the encrypted phrase. It's got, like, I do believe 52 letter and number combinations. So when I send that to another address, what happens is it goes and gets verified through the whole blockchain. So it goes from one block to the next block to the next block to the next block to the next block, and it can't be corrupted. If even one tiny letter or number is off, then it won't go to the next block. You know, it will get rejected, and, you know, it has to always be correct. That's why it's so safe and so secure, because there can't be one person in there, some little hacker, you know, like changing the code or taking that Bitcoin or copying and pasting. Like, it cannot happen, and it can only move forward. Like the sequence only moves forward. It can't move backwards. So it's very tamper resistant. You know, all of these other networks, there are people that are in charge of them, and they can go into them and change them, temper them, hack them, and whatnot. But with Bitcoin, that's not true. So that's one of the most amazing things of Bitcoin, and why it is so stable. There is no CEO of Bitcoin. There's no marketing team. Bitcoin hasn't even been marketed. So there's no salaries being paid to anyone, except for the miners who are producing it. Anyone can become a miner. You don't have to be like, you know, apply for this job. You just have to have the proper equipment and enough electricity to actually produce this Bitcoin. So that's why it's such an amazing, that's why it's called decentralized, because not one person is in control of it. So that's a little, like, now if you know that, you know more than 99.8% of people who even own crypto. Like, a lot of people, they just have some, but they don't really know what it is. But that's the basic of what it is. And there are many other cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin is the very first cryptocurrency, and it's because it's encrypted and it's a currency. There are thousands of other cryptocurrencies. So we call one Bitcoin. All of the other ones we call altcoins. And there are categories within altcoins, but you know, there's a whole bunch more. So it's a fascinating world. Many of us have a lot of coins. I don't know how many I have, maybe 50 or 100, plenty. I don't do investing. I don't do day trading because, you know what, I studied it for quite a while and I thought I would do it. But once you really study it, only 16% of traders, even in the stock market, are making money. It might be more in crypto because I feel like there's just more money to be made in crypto. But many traders, day traders, margin traders, they do not make money. Even people who are in charge of these huge hedge funds, like when you give your money to the stockbroker like they did in the old days, or even a hedge fund, you're paying this person a lot to manage your portfolio. And sometimes they aren't even making money, but it doesn't matter. You know, they get paid either way, whether you make money, lose money. So yeah, portfolios. I want to talk later on about how to do staking. So you can have a Bitcoin or a lot of other coins, currencies, and you can put them on an exchange or in a wallet or an index, and then they can like earn interest of that coin while it's just sitting there. Like, there's one I have on Atomic Wallet that's Ziquilla, called ZIL, and I earn like 20% on that. So that's huge. Like, when did you ever have a savings account where you get 20%? Never. So if you want to get into Bitcoin, blockchain, and crypto a little bit, there's really a lot of money to be made. You don't have to be a super genius. Oh, like I was saying, so I don't do trading because most people really don't make money at trading. Even a lot of people that you're going to find out there in Twitter, you know, crypto Twitter, even people who are making YouTube videos, Some of them are losing money, and they're not going to come on there and tell you. You know, they're just like, oh, you know, you can do it, of course, but I don't do it. I studied it, and I decided, you know what, it's too much risk. And usually people lose for a while when they first get in it. So I'm here to tell you how I've not lost money in crypto. I made a video. I had my other channel, so probably tomorrow when I get a chance, I'm going to link my old videos to this one. What was I gonna say? So I haven't had a head injury, and I can still trade crypto. So that's why I'm Bitcoin kindergarten. I'm in the arts. I am not a super. I'm not a techie. I'm not even that good at math. However, I have only done well in crypto. That's what I was saying. And I guess one of my last videos was really like, what's the strategy? Because I get on there sometimes on Twitter, and I see people making comments about how much money they lost. And sometimes I run into people and like, oh yeah, my husband lost so much money, or some guy lost $21 million. And I'm like, well, how is that even possible? Because I've only made money. I have a few small losses, but nothing really. So it's a very simple thing you can do. You don't have to get into trading, you know, like the reason I'm here too is Bitcoin kindergarten is like, you can go on all these other channels and it's very technical and there's a lot to learn, but you don't have to know all that stuff. I don't know it, even though I have studied it. I decided in the end, I just don't really want to sit around looking at charts all day. And I do know one Forex trading strategy that I'm averaging. So you're not, you know, like a trader. You don't like to look at your Coinbase every, you know, 2 hours like I do. And you can just get some on Coinbase. I'm going to put the link below. Also, it's great because you can get free crypto, like $120 worth. And if you invest 100, then you get 15. I get 15. But you don't even have to invest 100. You have 25. Put in 25. You have 10. You can get. I don't know what's the lowest on Coinbase. It might be $25. So what you do, it's called dollar cost averaging, and you just get a little. You have a little extra money, buy some Bitcoin, let it sit there. Don't worry about it. It goes up, it goes down. Just let it sit there. It's called hodling, and it's what probably anybody in Bitcoin does, unless you're just like a super wild trader. I mean, everyone's holding on to it. Then what you do is if the price like dips all of a sudden, it goes really low, instead of panicking and selling, oh my God, it's worthless. What did I do? Look, I lost, my kids' college money, whatever. No, you don't do that. You just, that's called a dip. You buy the dip. So Bitcoin has only gone up for 12 years. I mean, it had one bubble and a burst bubble, but it's the best performing asset in the last 12 years. It's the best performing asset of 2020. I do believe it was the best one of 2019. So it's only gaining in value. Also because of the scarcity model that I told you about. Also because now big money is coming in to get it. And big money is the banks, hedge funds, these big giant corporations, not people like you and me or even, measly billionaires, like people who, massive corporations. So they're all in now. It's not like, oh, it's a scam, it's going to go to nothing. No, I mean, even, is it Wells Fargo? No, it's Goldman Sachs buying Ethereum. All of the banks are. And so it dips, you buy more. You just get if you have extra money, whatever extra money you have, you buy the dip. Then, if it goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. It's been going sideways for a whole year. So all of us in the crypto community are kind of like, actually it was going down a lot and sideways. So it was kind of a boring year for Bitcoin, although we had a lot of excitement in other coins, which did really well. So what happens if it goes really high, like it recently went to 19,500. So that everybody was in huge profits then. Like I bought a lot, like it was $3,000 a year and a half ago. So, when it goes up like that, you do something it's called taking profits. That means you take some of it out. Maybe I think taking profits technically is taking out what you put in. I didn't take out all what I put in because I know that Bitcoin is still going up. I just didn't I just really need to pay some bills, and I figured it was going to dump because, you know, what happens when it gets really super high is that people sell because they're making tons of money, right? So I was like, well, I'm going to do that too. So I sold some, then it did dip, and then I bought a little bit back because why not? So if you're new, like, here's the thing, people like us who are not, you know, financial people, nothing like this, we don't know about taxes. So you don't want to be buying and selling a ton unless you learn about taxes first. So that said, you take profits. I made a lot in DeFi coins last year. Like, they went up like crazy, like something that we bought, what, for $200, all of a sudden was $2,000. And I should have taken at least maybe the 200 back out, because then it went back down to like 150 or something. No, it didn't go down that far, but it did go back down. And then some of them were in a loss, you know, less dramatic. So be wise and take your profits. And that way you can't really lose in trading, you know, unless some unforeseen, you know, Bitcoin goes down and stays down forever, which is extremely unforeseen. You know, these companies wouldn't be buying it up like crazy. Like, if you look into all of the crypto news over the past month, 2-3 months, you know, they're using words like gobbling it up, Bitcoin scarcity, you know, like people who have understood crypto and the technology and how it works. I mean, we saw this coming, you know, this is actually why we've been investing, because we understood the value of it. Now other people are seeing the value, but it's still early. People are just starting to get in, you know, but it's happening pretty fast. So get some Bitcoin, get some Ethereum. People are expecting Ethereum to go way up. Like I always say, like, Bitcoin Cash isn't a cheaper Bitcoin. I really wouldn't buy Bitcoin Cash right now. A lot of people into XRP, but a lot of people not. You know, I don't know. I would just buy Ethereum and Bitcoin. You're new. Then there's like amazing, the other coins, it's good to know the foundation of what the coin really does. Like, Bitcoin is like digital gold. Like how I explained, it's a scarcity. It's very stable. It's very valuable. It's worldwide known. People are using it all over the world. Probably in the future, it's going to be the currency in certain countries. That's how Bitcoin is going. There's a lot of countries now that have very insecure money: Venezuela, Argentina, Lebanon, and, you know, people are buying Bitcoin even when they have to pay big fees, this, that, and the other. That said, okay, Coinbase has some fees, you know, but it's negligible. Don't go get Bitcoin somewhere else that your friend tells you has good low fees. Only go regulated exchanges. You can go on CoinGecko. You can research, you know, what are the good ones. Just make sure you don't do anything before at least Googling it. Don't do that CashApp scam. So many scams out there that huge amounts of people are doing, because people are taking advantage of the fact that people do not understand about Bitcoin and crypto. So I'm going to start teaching more advanced stuff. Let me know what you want to know. I like to teach, like, I'm like a hand holder, you know. I can explain how to do it, how to get on exchange, what button to push. These things are very hard, and that's why nobody's doing it, you know. Like, it's very intimidating, it's very unknown, and you could do something wrong, you know. And a lot of times the people who are making the YouTube videos, they are very technically advanced, so they're explaining it in a way that seems very simple to them, but like, even to myself, very confusing. All right, so get your Ethereum. I think it's a good day to get Ethereum. It's a good day to get Bitcoin. But every day is. Just get it, put a little bit, a little in, a little in, a little in, and it's going to grow like crazy. If you're putting a little in your bank account, it's just going away. You know, it's just losing value every day, you know, because the fiat money goes down, down, down. And so you don't want to lose the value of your money. And also, it's like when you have it saved in that place, I mean, sure, especially on CashApp, it's very easy to sell it. You can just sell it, buy it, put it in your bank account. It's super easy. But Coinbase is like slightly hard. I mean, you could still sell it the same day and send it to your bank, but it's actually better. Like once you start getting a collection of it, you put it in your hardware wallet or some other wallet. You get it off the exchange, and there's like a Ledger. That's the one that I have. It's the one most people have. Ledger, Trezor. I'm gonna put those links too. I haven't put my Ledger link yet. But you take it off of the exchange, so that way it actually makes it slightly harder to get to, which I like, because I mean, you can still take like 10, 15 minutes, but you have to get your thing out. You got to make sure everything's charged up, hit some passwords, you know, do some stuff, you know, turn on your Bluetooth, whatever. So it's a little harder, which I like, because that way you end up saving a lot of money. And you know what? I mean, even teenagers have made millions of dollars in crypto. So if you're smart, you don't, you know, go crazy and just get nervous and sell at the wrong time, and you just learn little by little, you can really start to gain wealth. If you already have a lot of money, you can gain tons more. I have friends got a lot of money, and he just, you know, he just buys and sells, you know, several Bitcoins at a time, which is nice. But you know, most people aren't there. But if you are there, that's great too. I mean, it's a lot of money to be made. And that's all I want to say. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, smash the likes, and when the bell button comes, hit all. That way you can get the notifications of my shows. You can bring your mom, your grandmother, anybody on here, and you can ask me any question and I will answer. If I don't know the answer to the question, I know who does know the answer, because I've been in crypto for a while. I listen to many different podcasts, many YouTube. I've studied, you know, things, and I have some friends. So, you know, there's a lot of people that maybe act like they know what they're talking about. Some people just don't, you know, that's just human nature. Sometimes the people that talk the most confidently don't even know what they're saying. So that said, get your crypto. Everybody needs a crypto. I mean, I don't know how, I can't tell you how many friends that I have that just are like, oh, Eve, I wish that I had bought some when you had told me so long ago. Because I would always, especially when the price dips really low, I'm always telling everyone, hey, get some crypto. That said, it's just a little, we're in a tiny bit of a dip today. So there's a lot of good coins to buy, just, you know, besides Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin, Ethereum's good buy right now. There's a lot of Chainlink, Aave, all kinds of coins that are on sale right now. If you really want to know, and you want to know all the details of coins and why they're good, or you know, their history, I can walk you through personally. I do phone calls at a price, and also I do abs every day, 3 times a day on Zoom. So if you want to get in shape with us on Zoom, shoot me a message in the comments. Ciao.